What up, Shredder? We're up here at beautiful Copper Mountain with the legend, Maddie, slaying double black diamonds. And today, we're gonna teach you how to do the same thing. Let's get it. All right, so today we're back and we're staring up this double black diamond. And Matthew and I just got in a lift and we're riding up and it's steep terrain and we see the skier just completely ragdoll and his body's flipping over. So of course we decide, yes, we're definitely gonna hit that run. So today I want to talk to you about how to hit your first double black diamond, because double black diamonds is almost a completely different kind of snowboarding than just carving down the mountain on a groomed slope. And that's because of a couple things. Usually giant moguls, variable terrain like rocks and cliffs, things like that. And then the steepness, it's usually a lot steeper than the other terrain you're used to riding. I got 3 tips for you. Number 1 is first, scope your line as you're riding up the lift. So if you can see where you're gonna go down from above, that's gonna make it a lot safer so you don't accidentally fall off a cliff or go somewhere you shouldn't be going. If your line is extreme and you're jumping over things or you need to hit a gap, you're gonna see where the takeoff and the landing is so that you can hit that on your way down, because it's so much harder to see these things on the way down. So tip number 1, scope out your line. If possible, watch somebody else hit that terrain, and it's gonna help you figure out the flow on the way down. Tip number 2 is we're gonna use a lot more counter rotation and closed turns. That means our board isn't gonna be pointed down the mountain as much as across the mountain in order to control our speed. So we do this by making quick, tight turns, finding where our board will go in between rocks and moguls and things like that, and using counter rotation in our upper body, where our upper body might be facing down the mountain, where our board is sideways to control our speed. That way we're not just going to have runaway speed going down a huge mogul field or a cliff. Now, it's gonna be harder to turn over your edges when you're doing quick counter-rotated turns and your board is across the mountain. So one tip here is to not be afraid to jump. Sometimes there's too much obstacles in the terrain for you to actually make a smooth turn. So if it's really steep and there's moguls and rocks and things like that, we can actually use jump turns to control our speed. Now, along with jumping, sometimes you actually have to jump over the variable terrain. So if you see a line where you can point it out and you have a stopping point, don't be afraid to just turn that board straight down the mountain, jump into that line and point it out of there. Just make sure you have a place to stop afterwards and that you have the stability to ride out that line. And then the last tip is, this is gonna be a lot easier with a little bit of a stiffer board. So I'm riding a high-end park board right now. It's not reverse camber, it's not a jib board, it's not super soft, anything like that. So I can actually charge these bumps. My board's gonna do a lot more of the work for me and I'm not gonna loop out and things like that. So if you're riding a free ride board or a stiffer park board, that's gonna perform a lot better than a beginner board or a jib board or a reverse camber board. So that's it, double black diamonds. Work your way up to it, learn how to ride moguls and trees first, and then you're gonna step to the double black. So let's check out this terrain real quick and then we'll summarize. So again, we got tip number 1, spot your line ahead of time. Tip number 2, use closed turns with counter rotation in the body so that you can fit into those tight lines and control your speed. Don't be afraid to point it out of there. And tip 3 is a lot easier with a board that's meant to ride this kind of terrain. Go out there, give your first double black diamond a shot after working your way up. Let me know how it goes in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. That's all for today. Peace out, Shredder.